Welcome back to the Kane and Day Show. I'm your host, Kane. You can find me on Twitter and YouTube at Killing Kane, and streams have returned, guys. Streams have returned. We might be playing MLB The Show this weekend, so keep a eye for that. I'm gonna kick it over to my co-host here. We're gonna be breaking down our predictions for the MLB this year.
Yeah, my name is Day. You can find me on Twitter at TheRealDayGaming1, and follow the show on Twitter, The Kane and Day Show.
Just do it. All right, let's jump into it. We're talking predictions. We're going to have a two-parter here. So first, we're going to talk about the American League. And we're going to start out west. All right, how do we want to do this? Do we want to go 5-1 or 1-5?
Yeah, 5-1.
5-1. All right. We're going to go at the same time for fifth place. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Las
Oakland.
Vegas. Doing that silly shit again.
Let's go.
God, they're bad.
They are bad.
They are bad.
They are bad. They spent some money this year, but they are bad.
Well, I mean, anything's an improvement from the $0 they spent the year before. So.
Right. You would hope that, they do have a promising catcher coming up. That's one of the bright spots. They have young talent everywhere. But this team just is not good right now. I think they need to go a different direction. I know they've always done the Moneyball thing. Well, Moneyball doesn't work anymore. So, we really need to...
It kind of does.
Well, not the way Oakland wants to do it.
No.
They really need to make some improvements. I think once you get a strong pitching side, I mean, you have an all-star pitcher in Paul Blackburn, and he's just kind of wasting his career away there.
Everybody else got traded, and he's stuck there. So.
And if he could get traded himself to get to a contender and be a solid number 3 or 4. But right now, Oakland is 5th. All right, Day, who do you have in 4th place?
The Angels.
I also have the Angels in 4th place. Yes, they have 2 best players in the world on their team.
But that is it.
And they, Shohei and Mike Trout can only do so much. They went out and made some really good signings this year, but I don't think it's enough to push them over the edge. You still have Stassi at catcher, which he's not a very productive guy when you look at his career. They really need to get something figured out with Joe Adell because...
Trade him.
Yeah, I mean, that's about as much as you can do for him right now. You got rid of your other...
Fly ball.
You got rid of the guy who was way better than him, Brandon Marsh, last year, which didn't make any sense. You sent him to the team that went to the World Series. So, even with the pitching and the positions that they signed, I believe they've signed Hunter Renfroe and Gio Urshela.
Yep.
But it also depends, what's Rendon gonna do? This is a team that could easily be 3rd in the division. They just have to have everything fall into place, and with the track record of that team, I just don't see it happening.
I also see a world where Shohei does get moved at the deadline.
I could 100% see that, because why would you keep him there? You're going to trade him. Some team's going to sign him to they're either going to rent him for half a season, or they're going to pay him so much money that everyone's going to be blown away.
Whoever trades for him, will most likely at least have the money capability to sign him.
Yeah. Come on, Seattle.
They won't pay him.
Yeah, I know they won't. But I do believe that this team will get in 4th place. In 3rd place, I have the Texas Rangers.
The Jacob deGrom effect. As long as he plays.
I agree. This team really picked it up last year. And Semien was, back to his previous year in August. You just got to hope for production. You are going to throw Jacob deGrom. You have John Gray. Who's the other guy?
Martin Perez.
Martin Perez. They brought up Dane Dunning, and you're probably going to end out with a solid number 5. Nathaniel Lowe had a pretty decent year last year. Jonah Heim has made tremendous strides in 2 years. Really like his ability at the plate and behind the dish. He's not a bad catcher.
Nope.
Then you have Seager and Semien up the middle, which is great. You have an all-star center fielder. Your rookie, you're going to probably have Josh Young sitting at third this year.
You would think. I don't know if he actually made the team or not.
I'll have to look, but for them to be third, I think Josh Young needs to come up. He's a plus fielder.
Yeah.
He's a plus fielder.
I just think with DeGrom, as long as he plays, is enough to
He's a difference
win
maker.
more games than the Angels and the A's.
He's a difference maker.
You just gotta hope the bullpen doesn't blow it.
It's very rare that Jacob DeGrom loses a game.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't give up many runs. Like, I've seen Shohei get shelled around, like, he's great, but he gets shelled from time to time. Jacob DeGrom really doesn't.
Why he was worth all that money.
Exactly. All right. Who you got in second?
Seattle.
I also have the Mariners in second.
As a wild card team.
They are going to win 95 to 100 games this year.
I have 5 less than that.
That's fine. As long as they're over 90, I will be happy as a fan. But when you look at this Mariners team from last year, you traded away in the offseason Jesse Winker. Because, let's be honest, he didn't do jack shit last year. He was very bad. The only thing that he was a part of was getting in a fight with the Angels that led them to a 14-game win streak. It was fantastic. But out of camp...
the only thing good out of that trade was the Cincinnati Reds won big.
Oh, huge. They also got Luis Castillo last year at the deadline, which he proved to be exactly what they needed. In the offseason, you got, like I said, you got Colton Wong. You signed A.J. Pollock. Now you're going to platoon him with Kelenic. And Kelenic had a fantastic spring training so far. He has been, per the stats, the best player in spring training. I'm not going to hold anything to that. It's spring training. These guys aren't going 100%. But that's a huge turnaround for him. And he is their, I want to say, difference maker this year. On if they're going to be better or not. Because if he comes up and just has a 280 season, 25 to 30 home runs, that's all I'm going to, like, I'll be so happy with that because I feel like he can do that and win an everyday starter role. But I think this is a make or break year for him, and I think he's going to make it. I really do.
We'll have to see. I don't think he will.
You have a lot of like momentum coming into this year. Kyle Raleigh should have a tremendous year. Should. You're getting Tom Murphy back. That's also huge. Tom Murphy's a great defensive catcher who can just poke the ball. It's great. Julio, just see him fly all year. And then the big acquisition that the Mariners made in the offseason was Teoscar Hernandez. So if we
I think he's going to help.
I think he is going to be a tremendous help to this team.
I agree.
So they're going to be in second. And then first place, the Astros.
Not close.
It's not close. They
win the league. They're the number 1 seed. They will have the most wins in the Major League Baseball as a whole.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
They lost Verlander, but I'm hearing stuff about
Hunter Brown.
I'm hearing stuff about Hunter Brown maybe making it this year.
Shout out Wayne State University. Love that for him.
I have been hearing that. You also, who's the guy who always gets hurt? Lance McCullers.
Yeah.
You need Lance.
Christian
Lance.
Javier,
You
Luis
need.
Garcia.
So here's the
Not
thing. Like,
Luis, he's from San Diego.
I'm pretty sure there's two of them. I'm pretty sure there is.
Yeah, because the guy with the
one who does the cradle,
the cradle,
he's on the Astros, and that was the WBC card that we got.
That's Luis Garcia.
Yeah, there's two. There is one on the
There
Padres.
is one. No, wait, no. He's on the Blue Jays.
There's one on the Padres too.
But I think the one on the Padres went to the Blue. It doesn't matter.
Whatever.
Christian Javier is still pitching for that team, and Framber.
Yeah, and Lance McCullers was also Garrett Cole's number 2 a couple years ago. So, this team did nothing but get better. This offseason they picked up Jose Abreu, so you're not going to see Lourdes' brother, what's his name?
Yuli. Yuli's a free agent. I don't think he's signed with anybody.
I don't know if he will, because he really, he won the batting title and then really fell off last year.
Well, he's also 38, so.
Yeah. But all around this team is exceptional.
They're reigning Rookie of the Year,
yeah.
World Series MVP.
Well, no. Hey, whoa. Backtrack. Let's take it back a few steps there. Wrong. He is not reigning Rookie of the Year. That is
World Series MVP though.
He was World Series MVP, but he was. I will not let you take this from me. I will not stand for this. But yeah, Jeremy Pena was fantastic. You're gonna have, I would hope, a full season of your bombs, Alvarez. At the DH spot, do not put him in the field. Leave him at DH, Dusty. Please.
At Houston, you could put him in left field.
Also, I want to say something that's really cool and really touching. The Astros were playing a team in spring training, and their manager, Dusty Baker. Well, his son was on the other team and got his first big league hit of any pro level thing, and he had a home run against his dad's team.
Pretty funny.
This is cool.
I think he struck out the next at bat too.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. So that is our AL West predictions. Let's jump over to the AL Central. This should be quick. At 5, who you got?
Detroit.
I also agree with Detroit. They're still not doing anything. Miggy, his career's gone there to die, as you always say.
He did take him to 2 World Series, so it's not like he did nothing normal.
But he also could have left at some point, but he didn't. They went out and signed Javi Baez.
That's true, because his contract ends this year, the 13-year one he signed back in 2010.
Well, fair enough. They went out and signed Javi. God, he had an abysmal year. Didn't really do much. Don't have great pitching. I mean, even
Erod's their opening day starter.
Spencer.
They're in trouble.
Torkelson needs to figure it out. Team's
I
just
do
not
have
good.
faith that they can turn it around. As of right now, I'm scared for them.
Yeah. All right. In 4th place, I have Kansas City Royals.
They don't beat the Tigers by much, let me tell you.
So you have an aging Salvador Perez. Witt. It's still out on him. I don't know what we're gonna see out of it.
20 stolen bases, 25 stolen bases at least.
That's all fine and dandy, but what are his hitting stats going to look like this year? That's my bigger concern. He's really good, but he's also really young.
I mean, they have a lot of young guys. Like MJ Melendez is young. Brady Singer is still kind of young.
Yeah. Nicky Lopez.
I forgot. Vinny, I can't say it. It starts with a P. the
Oh,
Italian guy.
yeah, I know who you're talking about.
He's got potential. The team has potential. I just don't think this is the year.
Right.
And it's not like Baltimore where they're further along and had more top 5 draft picks. I think it's going to take them a little longer unless they sign, trade, do something.
Right.
But I think they win maybe 64, 65.
Okay. I can see that. Who do you have in third place?
The Chicago White Sox.
I can go half in on that.
They don't have the pitching that Cleveland does. Spoiler.
No, but I also don't know about Minnesota.
They're going to be
Because
my pick to win, but because that's just who they should.
They
with
should.
that team.
They should.
Right.
But
But they
it
never
all because I mean we'll get to it. But it all depends on Buxton being healthy a full year. I think he's the difference maker. Like yes,
No,
they
there's a
have
couple of them.
they have Carlos Correa who's a spark plug. But Byron's the heart and soul of that team. And every time he's went down, it's just 180 their team. Every time.
That's true.
But I'll agree with you for now. I agree they don't have the pitching. Giolito hasn't been great. Lance Lynn, I mean, they're just getting older and older. And didn't they just... No, they didn't lose a pitcher. But Dylan Cease
He's
is
still there.
amazing. But Yasmani didn't have a good year. You just lost Jose Abreu.
Right.
And now Andrew Vaughn's playing there.
It'd be good for him, actually.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I just don't. Cleveland has a better pitching staff
I
because they
agree.
breed pitchers.
I agree.
So I think they can at least beat the White Sox, but
And they have an MVP on their team. I mean,
yeah, and a Cy Young winner. So
yeah. Okay, number 2, I take it would be Cleveland.
yep,
And I can agree with that.
it's just simple. If
Here's
Minnesota
the thing.
falls apart, they win the division. It's just
Yeah,
that simple.
it's either they get second or first.
Hmm.
That's just how it is. Because
And they don't get the wild card spot.
I mean, you had Buxton being healthy for most of the year last year, but he did go down for some stretch of time. Correa, I believe, started off the half the year cold, and then he finally picked up towards the end.
Yeah,
But Cleveland does have the pitching. They have J-Ram, Andres Jimenez, right? Is that his name?
Stephen Kwan. Yeah,
Uh,
Stephen Kwan,
yeah,
Bo Naylor.
both
They have players. It's just I just don't think they could beat Minnesota if they stay healthy.
Quan and Jimenez broke out last year. And it was great because it was Quan's rookie year.
Mhm.
And so I believe that team's really good. And then in first place, Minnesota. They should. They should win. You have a team that has Jorge Polanco, who crushes both sides. Carlos Correa. Who they got at third? Miguel Sano.
I think he's still there. Yeah,
At first...
they picked up Joey Gallo.
Yeah, they
Pretty
got
good for
Joey
him.
Gallo, Byron Buxton,
Max Kepler
Max
still.
Kepler. What was his name?
What, their second baseman? He's not there anymore. They traded him to Miami.
No, is Polanco in? No, Polanco's still in the Twins.
Luis Ariz got traded to
Yeah.
Miami.
But Jorge Polanco's there.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. Their first baseman, I'm blanking on his name.
Not Alex, is it? Kirilov?
It might be. But he's supposed to be really good too. This team just
Yes,
all
he
around.
is.
And their pitching, they got better with their pitching last year. I mean, they traded for who was that dude? He was the all-star for the Orioles. You know what I'm talking about. Something Jorge.
Lopez.
Yeah. Jorge Lopez. They picked him up at the deadline.
Yeah.
But this team's clear number one. All right, let's. We're gonna have to probably get through this one. I mean, we have some things to say, but this is the big division. This is where 2 through 5 is.
Could be anybody.
Yeah. So, in 5th place, I mean, the only team in my opinion that is going to be in 5th place this year is the team that's not very good, and that's Boston Red Sox.
They just sent Bobby Dalbec down. He did not make the team, so I don't even know who's going to start at first base for them.
Well,
Chris Sale's always a coin flip if he stays healthy or not.
They got that guy from Japan.
Yoshida.
You have Alex Verdugo. You lost JD Martinez. You still have Chris Sale, shockingly.
TK's still out there, but Trevor Story has to play.
Yeah, has to. He has to actually play.
I mean, Devers is still out. They have a decent team. They have to stay healthy, and they haven't been able to do that.
I just don't think their pitching's there.
It's scary. Their bullpen is scary bad.
I mean,
they have Kenley. They did pick up Kenley.
You have Nathan Eovaldi too, right? He pitched well for the last 2 years.
Yeah, but when you give that ball up to Ryan Brazier and Kenley Jansen, I'm scared.
Yeah, I'm terrified. All right. In 4th place, who you got?
Baltimore.
I think they're going to...
It's a sad 4th place.
I think they're going to shock the world.
Yeah, you could think that.
I think they're going to shock the world.
I mean 4th place in the most respectful way possible. It's going to be like last year where they finished 3 games behind the playoff spot.
Yeah.
But they're going to finish in 4th.
I had them in 2nd, but I'll go with your 4th. This team is young. You're going to...
coin flip. The whole team is a coin flip.
And I think here's the biggest factor. I kind of said it before, but I'm going to throw that away. Your biggest factor on this team, Adley Rutschman. You're getting a full year. Theoretically.
Yeah, it doesn't break his hand again.
Theoretically, of Adley Rutschman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he didn't come up till late May.
Yeah. So, you're going to get a full year of him. And this is going to be a year, let me tell you.
I hope so. I want him to do well. It's not because I have cards of his that I'm writing on, They
also have Gunnar up, which you would hope he comes out and balls out. You still have Cedric Mullins. You have some staples. Their pitching
Santander.
their pitching is good, especially if Grayson Rodriguez makes the opening day. And you would hope...
Or just makes an impact.
Right, and you would also hope you get your best pitcher back, which is John Means. I think if they get John Means, this is scary.
They are very scary. They showed that last year at the end of the season when they charged and finished 3 games back of the wild card spot. But it's a coin flip. The whole team to me is a coin flip.
And I think the next team we're going to talk about is also a kind of a coin flip team.
No, they're scary in a bad way.
I don't think so because I'll give you my reasonings. But 3rd place, Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm, I agree.
And this is the coin flip that I'm throwing at you. Wander Franco. He is...
It's not just him.
I know, but I'm just saying, he needs to stay on the field.
Well, yeah, he did miss a lot of time last year, but it's not the pitching. Obviously, Tampa also breeds pitchers.
Yes.
You could pull somebody up from AAA and have him throw 1 inning, and I am confident he can get all 3 outs. The problem is, I don't know how much they're going to score. Their offense scares me. You have Randy, you have Harold Ramirez, and you have Wander. And outside of that, I'm scared.
Right.
Jose Siri's really there for defense.
You have Christian Betancourt
and if actually it's not Wander that needs to stay healthy, it's Brandon Lau that needs to stay healthy.
It's true. But
he is hitting well, oh man, I mean it's incredible.
It's incredible. But another X factor that I kind of have is Jose Siri.
He's not. I'm not expecting him to hit the ball. I know Houston said that he had the potential to be a really good hitter. I don't see it. Francisco Mejia needs to play well. Betancourt
Yeah,
needs to play well.
they all
It's scary. The offense is scary, and that's why I have them in third because I just don't think they're going to outscore Toronto and New York
yeah.
in that division specifically.
And in a number 2 spot here, it is Toronto. It is
That's
Toronto. They beefed up pitching.
I think they host the wild card game again.
Yeah, they did. They just, the team is so good. It's so good. And
They have to pitch though. If they don't
Yeah.
pitch, they don't win.
I agree. Manoah's going to be the workhorse again. I think so. The guy you really need to pull together is Jose Barrios. He's the one who, because you know what you're going to get from Manoah and Gossman.
Yep.
I mean, look at what Gossman did in Game 2 of the wild card. He absolutely shut the Mariners down. And
the wheels fell off.
yeah, but Jose Barrios got lit up almost every time he pitched last year. And you also
I think he got one out opening day last year. It was in a packed Rogers Center.
What's the deal with is it Peterman?
Pearson.
What's
Nate
the deal?
Pearson.
What's the deal with Nate Pearson? Where's he at?
They might have him coming out of the bullpen.
I mean, I think it's their best choice. I don't think he should be a starter. I don't think he's just got the means to go long.
Which is fine. He could be a solid lockdown guy.
Right.
Hey, yeah, Pearson.
But
he actually did not make the opening day roster. Fun fact.
ouchie. But overall, I mean, didn't they get a catcher last year?
Alejandro Kirk's their catcher.
That's right. They have Kirk. They still have Danny Jensen, Matt Chapman, Bo, Espinal, Vladdy.
George.
They
They picked up Dalton
Varsho, who can
That's
catch.
a huge pickup for them.
Who can catch.
He's not going to. Alejandro's going to catch.
He's going to be
But
there,
Dalton's
right?
a great ad for them.
Especially to fill the gap for Teoscar.
I think it's a parallel trade too. I think they got a good hitter who's young to go with Vlad and Bo.
Yeah,
George,
and they got a lefty. They got a lefty in their lineup.
Yep. They needed one badly.
They did, and they got a good one.
Yeah, Tapia is not the move for their left-handed bat.
And then you also have George Springer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, one of the greatest leadoff hitters I've ever seen.
Next to Curtis Granderson and Jose Altuve.
But let's jump into the number 1 spot. It's the Yankees.
It's not close. As long as they stay healthy, it's
the
not
only
close.
bad thing is Carlos Rondon is out.
I don't think he makes or breaks whether that team does good. Aaron Judge needs to stay on the field.
Aaron Judge also does not need to hit 62 home runs this year. Because if he does again, he will be gassed for playoffs. Like he was this year.
He just has to stay on the field.
Or
hit his
last year,
250. Just hit his 250. Hit 45 to 50. Take your days off, and that team will win the division. Now, if he goes down and Stanton goes down, I get scared.
And also,
They have pitching. They have pitching, but not that much pitching.
Also, my next thing is how good is Garrett Cole gonna be? And
I think he always has the potential to win the Cy Young.
He does. And how is the pitch clock gonna affect Nestor?
He'll get over it.
You would hope so. You hope he would still pitch well, but I know one of the reasons he was doing so well was because he would switch it up. And,
Yep.
you know, he would throw from different slots. He would do different windups. But this team has all the potential in the world. I mean, they have Harrison Bader now this year, and I think having a full year of him, he was solid for the Cardinals.
And Velope got called up, which is
I
cool.
love it. I love it. Because now you're going to have a dude that's not... What's his name? IKF.
Yeah. Kind of Falefa.
But I think that's going to be our AL predictions. We're gonna have
Who's your league champion?
Who's the league in the AL?
AL league champion. Who's
The
gonna win the
Astros.
pennant in the AL?
The Astros.
You think 7 out of 8 right? 7 out of 8 pennants?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
It's so hard to argue against it too.
I mean, they're a team. Here's the scariest part, right? They breed pitchers.
Yep.
They breed hitters.
And like I said, it's hard to argue against it.
They're
I have the Yankees.
They have the most well-rounded coaching staff. I can't trust Aaron Boone to win over 100 games.
That's true.
I mean, he's just going to throw... I mean, Chapman... I don't think Chapman's on the team anymore, but...
I was in Kansas City.
You know, he's just had so many bad managerial calls. And as long as he is their head coach, I don't see anything bright happening with the Yankees. I just don't.
I think they're going to learn from last year. They're going to upset the Astros in the ALCS Game 7.
Yeah, well, just wait. I have a prediction for you. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for this episode. Look out for part 2. Will be all coming out before opening day. But if you're watching over on YouTube, go ahead and leave a like on the video. Leave a comment down in the comment section below. Who are your division leaders in the AL this year? And tell us why. We really want to know. Also, hit that bell notification and subscribe to the channel. You know that when our videos go live. It really helps us out a lot. If you're listening over on Spotify, go ahead and leave us a review. Hit us up on Twitter. Let us know. We want to talk to you guys because, you know, we love talking sports. Anytime we hang out, we're talking sports. That's all we do. So, you know, do that. But anyway, you can find me, your boy, Killing Kane, over on Twitter and YouTube at Killing Kane. Day, tell them where you're at.
On Twitter, Real Day Gaming 1, and the show's Twitter is the Kane and Day Show.
That's going to do it for us today, guys. I am Kane, and he is Day, and we'll talk to you next time.